We are headed into our second hour, and there's an adorable kitten in the call. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. Chat, we have a problem, though. This cat does not have a name. This cat needs... Oh, you can hear it purring. Oh my gosh. Oh, this cat does not have a name yet, and we need your help with that. I've just said this without Michael's consent. It is Michael's cat, but we are going to name his cat on stream tonight. So you tell me what you want this cat to be named, and whether or not that is the actual name of the cat, that's what I will call the cat. So. Okay. Well, yeah. When we last left off, that being like 5 minutes ago, Lyric had just suffered some harm, or some stress rather, from getting punctured right in the face.
We're gonna give a chance here.
Oh.
You can either take the 4 stress or suffer the 1 harm.
Yeah, that's a good question.
John reminded us that you can do either or.
Oh.
So
Thank you, John.
Right. Yeah, because for me, I would just wonder, like, when is the next time we're going to get downtime and I can do anything to assuage that stress? Because if we get into another sticky situation, I could be on the precipice of despair, potentially. So
theoretically, you guys should get your downtime after you finish this score.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I mean, what would the harm be? Do you think? Like,
it'd be a level 1 harm.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean?
Right. That's what I was gonna say.
It
what
just
kind of
gives you less
injury would I have?
effect. So you do things just a little bit less. It's not as good as you would normally, which is not bad, to be honest.
And when do you recover from harm? Downtime?
You have to specifically say, hey, I'm going to heal my harm.
Okay.
Yeah.
As one of your downtime actions, and start a recovery clock.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess ostensibly, if we're going to be going into a downtime afterwards, like, I could just do my best to take care of my stress then, and hope I can knock things out.
As far as I understand it, stress is a little bit easier to get rid of than harm is.
Yeah, harm, there's a little more dedicated work. You have to find a doctor or... Yeah. So I will be very stressed out for a time and hope that I can effectively deal with that with a little viciness.
I just recommend don't push yourself for the rest of the score.
Don't get punched again.
Don't get punched again.
I'll try real hard to not take those sucker punches.
Nice.
You might want to avoid using your Tempest ability because that causes stress.
I will definitely avoid that.
Okay. But yeah, this dude is attempting to run down the hallway. You guys can chase after him if you want, or you can try to finish the score and take the loot and bail.
No mercy.
Yeah. I think this is the point where Silas's head whips around and he's like holding the bottle of whatever Oscar gave him.
Yeah.
And he like yells to Wakasis like, "Shoot him!" And then he like barrels after the guy.
Actually,
kind of like
before you barrel away, I grab your arm and I hold you back and I say to you, "That ghost is going to come after you probably. You might want to keep that handy." And I just kind of like pat his butt along, like, "Go ahead."
Yeah.
There's
the
an
ghost,
awkward
in a very good gamey way, like.
Yeah. Silas wants to chase after him.
Yeah.
Let's see.
While telling Wakasis to shoot him.
Yeah.
Whether he does that, I mean.
I want to shoot him.
I would like to shoot him, please.
I will kill the man now.
Please.
Right.
Pretty,
Go ahead
please.
and roll hunt.
Roll shoot.
Roll or shoot move, please.
You say hunt?
Yeah, that's typically what you use for shooting guns. If you have something else that you think makes more sense, you can try to make an argument for it.
Well, I mean...
It's probably not study.
No, I'm just. Hold on, I just need
No, I
to
know.
find the descriptions of each of the.
There's a rules reference. There's a
Yeah,
rule.
yeah. I just needed to pull it up. So this guy is currently running away in terror from a ghost that's trying to murder him.
Yes.
I was trying to decide if there was a way I could Rook's Gambit a sway roll out of this shot.
Technically, you can no matter what. So.
Right. I want it to be good though. I don't want to just roll any. I mean, I don't want to abuse that to just roll good dice. I want it to be a reflection of the character. Yeah. Well,
Rook's Gambit says take 2 stress to roll your best action rating while performing a different action. Say how you adapt your skill to this use.
So in this case, I have too many windows open. Sorry. I was thinking maybe prowl. Yeah. I mean, he's running past me to try and get out, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's already past you because he clocked Lyric in the face. Remember?
Right, and then tried to cheese it.
He's trying to run down the hall. So he's probably just passing Lyric at the time where you're attempting to make the decision to shoot
do
him.
something. Yeah. Oh, the decision part of shooting him is easy.
No hesitations or.
I mean, I like to think that he's not paying attention to the world. He's just trying to leave away from.
Ashley's playing Overwatch, isn't she? No.
No, she's screaming at the World of Warcraft.
It's a good thing to stream at. You know,
Yeah.
Scream at something.
He's not paying attention to the world around him. I mean, I'm gonna try to spin and say surprise.
Oh.
You know, so maybe that'd be a prowl. I think it's a prowl. No, it's just, but anytime I use Rook's Gambit, I have to roll my best stat, right?
Yeah.
So that whatever my Gambit has to be tied to that roll. That type.
I think rolling
so.
rolling and saying like surprise would distract him. Be like, hey, look at me.
They're like, you forgot about me, the living person.
Hey, you threw my papers.
Be like, hey, punk. And he's like, what?
One of those.
Someone call me a punk.
So I guess that's not a sway. That's really more of a surprise.
I mean, surprise is not an action attribute.
No,
So-
but
Surprise,
Oh.
prowl is.
Well,
and it
you,
has-
you could even say sway by being like, "Watch out, another ghost," and then like having to run back down.
Whoa.
I'm not trying to
Don't
convince
look
you
down.
there's another ghost.
But for your Rook's Gambit, you roll your best action for a different
Okay.
thing. So that's sway, no matter
Yeah.
what, because that's your best.
Yeah. What kind of noise did the ghost make when he surprised him?
He shrieked.
He shrieked. Can I just do a really convincing impression of the same ghost noise?
Nice.
Scare the shit out of him a second time, like oh ha bah.
Yes.
Bam.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's the one. There it is. I just had to work through that one.
You're a demon child, so
Yeah.
yes.
You can make a horrible shriek.
Demon child.
I'm rolling that.
Nice. Oh,
Oh baby.
What do we get? What do we get here? I'm trying to watch chat.
Yeah.
Man.
oh my gosh,
That's he did it.
that demon blood.
Lost the weighted dice, baby.
Wow.
All the sixes, man.
Reported. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. That's it. We have to figure out what's going on with Anthony's dice. Don't forget to tune in for next episode, May 31st. Just kidding.
He loaded the dice.
Can we get a crit counter in the corner for what case this is crits?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's not a crit. That's just a 6. You know, 2 6s would be a crit.
It's not a crit. It's just
If there were
very
2
good.
dice, you know it would have been a crit.
The only reason it wasn't 2 6s is there was only 1 dice.
It's a crit in your heart, Anthony.
Yes. We all know it's a crit. Yeah, you shoot this guy in the back. Blood.
I like to imagine he like turns and sees me, like is scared a second time, and then his back is just like in pieces, just like
yeah.
Do you like gangsta it? Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's like a hip shot, just like.
Awesome.
Little Han Solo.
All right.
Yeah. What cases shot first?
They're all
I
dead.
mean, Bilbo shot first.
No, but
Right.
Casey shot first.
Don't blow my cover, man.
They are all dead.
As I'm on my feet, I turn around and where's the ghost? I have my spirit mask on, my little goggles. So.
He was heading towards the guy that just got shot, and he like stopped when the guy gets shot, and he just turns to face you.
Me?
Yeah, you man who forcefully pulled him out of his body.
I summoned him. He was dead anyway.
Forced him to do your bidding.
Well, encouraged.
Can we see this ghost, by the way?
Yeah, definitely.
So I see him look at Oscar.
Yeah.
I stand directly in that path.
As like before that, the moment when before like Silas steps in front of the path, I say, "Hello, you gobshite." to the ghost, and I'm just like.
And then the dude that killed him just enters his view. Oh no.
He is not happy. He does not look like he's happy. Do you want to say anything to him, Silas? He's gonna say something if you don't say something.
So what he does is he like takes the vial that was given to him, which he's now see as it's electroplasma stuff, right, Matt?
That's correct. It's an electroplasm vial.
Yeah. And he like pours it onto his knuckles where like his knuckle dusters are, and he like comes up with like this stance, like a fighting stance, and he kind of looks at the guy, he's like, "All right, come on, mate, I'm here to kill you again, you motherfucker." And like goes like.
Oh my god.
Beats a motherfucker with another motherfucker and then kills the motherfucker twice.
Okay.
Oh, it's good.
Okay. Alright, so you want to try to engage this ghost in
Oh yeah.
And I would like to propose something. Could this count as an assisted roll from Oscar because I gave him something in order to allow him to punch the ghost?
Yep.
I think so.
Nailed it. Ooh.
Did it.
Team players.
Oh.
Alright. How does fighting a ghost with your fists work? I don't...
Electroplasm.
Guys.
Well, now I'm covered in, like, anti-ghost juice, so...
Alright, he's tired of your shit, so he's gonna definitely try to mess up your shit. He, shrieks, and he's hostile to you now, so I think that it's fair to say that Ian's gonna have to resist not shitting himself for fear of a ghost.
Okay.
Your bowels
Keep in mind,
must
I'm also wearing a Spirit Bane charm, by the way.
What does that do?
Ooh, it's good.
It basically is like, hey, ghost, don't come near me.
Yeah,
and they don't like it. Is essentially what it is.
Yeah, it's like wearing onion around your neck for vampires or for girls.
Pretty sure
Garlic.
that's garlic, but
tasty.
Thanks for seasoning yourself, human.
So
we got there.
Okay. I think that he's still scary. He's still a ghost. So you can resist the effects of a close encounter with a spirit or demon. Otherwise, you're going to either be paralyzed in fear or run away in fear.
Fuck that.
Can I? Is there a way to have given him the bonus to that because I, warned him? Like, can I make my assist on that on his resist? I don't know if that's a thing you can do. I know you can teamwork, so I could say like I'm tanking that for him, but that's obviously not a good idea.
And that's not what's happening here either.
Right.
I think this is more along the lines of Silas is just one-on-one fighting this dude, so I'm just gonna have to roll, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what would this be, do you think? Like a resolve?
It's a resistance roll based off your resolve.
Okay,
Sure.
so a 1.
I believe.
So I'm getting trauma.
Whoa.
No.
Does that seem good?
Even if I roll a 5,
No.
the only way I can avoid it is a 6.
Or you can suffer the harm.
I'm not doing that.
I'm
I'm gonna get a trauma.
reminding you that that's an option. You know, I don't want to forget.
You're not too far gone.
There's no way that Silas is gonna let this ghost that he's already killed scare him.
Let it be stated for the record. I reminded the player character that there is a way to not take a trauma. So,
letting him on demon luck.
I think Admiral Duck Sauce has a really good piece of advice. Just roll a 6.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll try my best. I'll try my best, Admiral.
Everyone else
Anthony,
is doing it.
can he borrow your dice? Can he borrow your dice, Anthony?
I blow my demon dust upon him.
Yes. I too have demon dust to share.
I don't have any demon dust, but I'm really old, so I just breathe and there's dust.
All right. So, what's your resolve again, Silas?
1.
Damn.
Should be 1.
Don't tell him the odds.
Oh god.
All right,
Never tell him the odds.
Never tell him the odds.
6.
I'm okay.
Cross your
with
fingers,
this.
chat.
Oh well.
Fuck.
We lost him, guys.
You take 5 stress, so
So I. Okay. I'm cool with that.
Oh.
ow. All right, so I'm pretty sure that it does bleed over, doesn't it? Like if you are at 1 box from full and you take 5 stress, you take the 1 box and then it resets and then you take another 4, or does all of it go away?
I thought maybe it reset.
I just thought it reset, but
I think.
Let's see.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Stress.
I didn't know if I needed to know this already, so.
You weren't expecting to.
So
Yeah.
do you take a trait for each trauma you take?
Yes.
Yeah.
So which trauma will you be?
Which trauma will you take? Pick your poison.
I decided that one long ago. What the first one would be that I took.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page as to what's going on here. So, trauma. When a PC marks their final stress box, they suffer a level of trauma. When you take trauma, circle one of your trauma conditions. And when you suffer trauma, you are taken out of the action. You are left for dead or otherwise dropped out of the current conflict, only to come back later, shaken and drained. When you return, you have 0 stress, and your vice has been satisfied for the next downtime.
So if I take that trauma, I'm still not going to be able to fight this ghost, is what you're saying?
That's what it's saying. It says you're taken out of the current conflict. Because you are too fucked up.
No.
Sure you don't want to take the harm?
What is the harm again? It's just
Either being paralyzed with fear temporarily, obviously, or running away in fear. Cat, stop.
Oh my gosh.
If I'm wrong about this, I'm sure I'll be corrected in the chat from someone who's played this game before. But that's how I read the rules. It's on page 7. If any of you wants to double check the trauma section, just to.
I'm looking at it. It says that.
I believe your ability to read.
Okay.
You're an adult.
I mean, are you sure?
Yes.
You know what?
Kinda.
No. Silas wouldn't be cowed into being afraid of a little ghost. He would stand up, and if he still gets knocked down, then at least he tried.
You know what? I have a proposition for you.
Okay.
You will be able to fight this ghost. However, the exertion of resisting this ghost's terrifying nature and fighting this ghost in hand-to-hand fisticuffs is going to be what pushes you over the edge to take your trauma.
That makes that feel a little bit nicer because it seemed like right now every single way like he was just like
I'm just
yeah. And
he just sacrificed himself.
I said that, and then right after I said that,
called
John
the shot.
said, "Yep, I did it right."
Everyone, give a golf clap in the chat for Mike because he's excellent.
All right, yeah. So you can fisticuffs the ghost to second death. And then this is, man, you're gonna need to go and indulge in that vice for a while after this.
Yeah, I think that's what I do. I think this is the point where the ghost does that, and rather than backing down, Silas just stands up to it, and something snaps in his brain. There's there's something has just been altered, and he goes all out on fighting this ghost.
Would you say that the other player characters have not seen you this before? You know, whatever you want to call this state you're in.
So with the rage essence thing, that was more of like a really angry. This is bloodlust. This is like straight up what Silas loves, but also knows that he can't indulge in too often. And this is the thing that now has been like, he's almost no longer human. He's become this wraith of pure violence and hatred, and just almost like there's this emanating hate and lust for blood, and just like, I think like at least people who don't like that stuff get a tingle sent down their spine from it.
Oh, I get a tingle, all right, but it's not in my spine. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think Oscar, like with his spirit mask on, like presumably he can kind of see the spirits of the people that he's around because they are still in him or still in them, and like there's this sort of, you know how like mood rings change colors. It's sort of like this moment where he sees Silas, just like where he sees him snap, and like I think that Oscar in that moment he just kind of like has this like, oh, I fucked up moment. Like,
yeah, there's something definitely
it's all your fault.
Yeah,
there's something definitely off about Silas's spirit when you see it with your spirit mask.
Yeah, can I describe what it would look like, because I know exactly what it would look like.
Do it.
So what it is what Matt, what is like the spirit world look from your perspective? I can't remember again.
Right. So when I last described it, I referenced the old Daredevil movie, which I called the worst, and then realized it's the only one, so the best Daredevil movie. Where like when he hits something, you can see these like ripple effect of like ghost stuff. But like it's not quite like that. It's like a persistent thing, almost like that.
Okay.
Where I can still see the world around me, but I can also just see like hints of the spirit world.
Okay. So is there color in this kind of?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I think that your perception would instantly alter to almost like what you would like almost like this dark energy is emanating off of him, and it's like blowing off of him like a dark fire, and like it just gives off of the, I think to you seeing it would just.
Is it a green flame?
It's like black with like the edges are flickering green.
Green flame. Nice. Okay. Sorry. I just
and he just screams, and it's like almost like an animal roar, and he just straight up jumps at the ghost. And no longer is he trying to hit it. His hands coated in electroplasma are going for it, essentially. And
it's not Clovis Fist, it's like this.
Yeah, okay. I know exactly what it's going to be, and it's no longer skirmish, it's gone into wreck.
I'm gonna wreck it.
You should draw a picture of this.
I'm already thinking about it already.
Yes, show us the beginning of your demise.
All right. So, yeah, this is Mike, you're muted. Oh no, not this.
Hello?
There we go.
Hello.
I was gonna say, remind me if there is any changes to the dice roll for using wreck instead of skirmish.
What happens is in melee combat, I believe it goes down one, so it's more of a desperate action now, and it suffers from an effect. If I remember right.
I think that this is the definition of a desperate action. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of what I was going for there. So.
All right. Make your roll when you're ready. I mean.
Is there a devil's bargain you'd like to give me?
I don't know how I can make this.
Yeah,
work
I don't know either.
Because you're already just. Oh my word.
You already won with the devil.
Yeah.
Man, I have one that I'm thinking of.
Hit me with it.
Man, this is brutal. Okay, so the devil's bargain is this: that after the encounter with the ghost is over, you aren't able to settle down fast enough, and you will lash out at one of your party members.
Not me.
Ian, no! You're the chosen one!
Take me down with you!
So I'd like to first say, I don't want to hurt you guys, but...
Oh, he's gonna do it.
I'm sorry.
But that
sorry.
is
Russian roulette now.
perfect. So
God.
I'm going to take it. And I know,
God.
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
This is my doing. I'm sorry.
I'd like to remind you all that Oscar is what brought this being upon us.
Yeah, and he looks squishy.
This being may have existed before Oscar.
Hey, I'll just remind you that it was me who removed the spirit, but it was him who removed the stinking, person from his spirit in the first place.
Okay, I'm rolling.
God dang it.
It's a... Oh, gosh.
Oof, 5. Okay. So... Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to
do it-
explain what happens to it, like, before you tell me what goes wrong, maybe, or...?
Yeah, you're already in a desperate position.
Yeah. I'm gonna mark XP for that.
So, man, it's gonna have to be serious harm. Severe harm, I think.
Severe harm?
That's
Ooh.
4 or 5 on a desperate roll. You do it, but there's a consequence. You suffer severe harm or a serious complication occurs. If you have an idea for a serious consequence that could occur other than suffering severe harm, I would take those suggestions into account. What is a more serious complication that could occur beyond what is already going to occur?
This situation just keeps getting worse. I
feel
love
like
it.
the more we try to solve it, the worse it gets.
So, can I resist this harm, or is this...
Harm can always be resisted, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Admiral
Yes,
Duxos
you
is
can.
calling for possession.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
How do I get possessed by something I've killed?
Your stress is going to reset to 0 after you get back from your bender of recovering from this traumatic experience. So, resisting something like...
You know what? No, I'm not resisting it. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
And I feel like we could have figured it out, but I'm going to not resist it, and I'll just take the severe harm. So...
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, so Silas screams, and it's like, it doesn't even sound like Silas at all. It sounds like something else. And his eyes are, whereas it was just black, almost like a void with like a blue flame in it, they are completely blue right now, and there's almost like a bluish mist coming off of it. And he jumps on the ghost and freaking tackles it, and his like hands connect with its neck. And he just straight up, like, takes it and just starts smashing it into the ground. And whether or not that does something to the ghost, I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's still getting wrung out by freaking hands covered in electroplasma.
Yeah, well, while you're doing that, he's going to take his hands and, like, rake him across your chest, and it's going to leave this big freaking bloody gash in your chest. But for the moment, you're so rage-induced that you don't even notice, and you're just going to keep pummeling this thing until it dies.
Yeah. I think what happens is the ghost, like, it does that, and then like its face is all savage, and then it just goes blank, like, and like its eyes roll back into its head, and then it dissipates into like this smoke, and just kind of blows away, and he's like standing there, like all hunched over with his hands all covered in blood and electroplasma, and he just kind of like is panting really heavily.
Oscar in this moment, after he sees him take down the ghost, having seen the change in Silas, he reaches into his pouch and kind of like motions to Acasis and Lyric to get over here, like and is like reaching in there and grabbing the rest of his electroplasm vials and like trying to figure out, like, I don't know, maybe we just get away, Silas. Don't kill us, please. You know, he's trying to figure out like some answer to figure this out. He still has his lightning hook, but he knows that that's not going to work because he's you know, maybe he's not going to be able to restrain the body of Silas if he's able to restrain the spirit of Silas. So
my question would be, because the picture I have in my head right now is that Silas has just finished beating this ghost to death again.
Re-death.
I don't know how ghosts
stay
work,
dead.
Okay? And you're kind of like crouched over him, panting, and you're just dripping blood. And so I imagine you stay that way for a little bit. And my question would be, which one of the rest of the party is going to approach him first? And that would be the one that is going to get lashed out at from Silas, I think.
Yeah, and I know exactly what he's going to do. So just let me know who is approaching. See who moves first.
Well, yeah. So Oscar, like during this time where you're punching the guy, he's gonna try to get some vials to people. And so he stands up and he starts walking across the way to go to the other people. He's not walking towards Silas necessarily, but he is walking around.
Silas doesn't do anything.
I hand an electroplasm vial to Acasis and to Lyric. And I have one in my hand. And then I approach Silas.
As soon as you walk within, like, 10 feet, almost like a circle has been broken, his head whips around and his eyes are still like that. And there's, like, blood dripping from his mouth from essentially internal wounds that is going.
I take the electroplasm vial and I put it, not the vial itself, but I put the electroplasm in my mouth.
What does that do to a human being?
Presumably nothing, because it's... presumably, I mean, right? Like, I am assuming nothing. It's not touching my spirit.
Yeah.
Where is electroplasm vial? Is that a whisper item?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't show up on the items list of descriptions. I don't understand why, but...
Yeah, I think it's just in the playbook.
It's in the playbook.
I think that might be in the alchemicals section.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, well, if this has a negative thing, then I didn't know, and I'd like to reconsider.
That's what I'm wanting to figure out, because I don't know. Let's see.
It's essentially what they use to power the city, and it destroys ghosts.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it would do nothing.
I don't see it on the alchemicals list.
Yeah.
What would you like it to do? Let's just say like theoretically, let's assume I haven't done it yet, but let's say theoretically, what would happen to someone if electroplasm got put into
just
the
don't inhale, Matt.
This was just my picture, but I would have pictured it kind of like mercury.
I don't know what mercury does. I've never had it in my mouth.
It's some bad shit.
It's not good.
Definitely poison to a human being.
Okay, well then I'm not going to put it in my mouth.
Yeah, John said it is fairly poisonous if swallowed.
Yeah,
I wasn't talking about swallowing it, just saying, but
didn't inhale.
Just put it in my mouth. But
I mean, no matter what, if you put it in your mouth, it's going to be in your mouth.
Yeah.
But I think it definitely wouldn't kill you.
As
okay,
the GM,
I won't do that.
I would strongly recommend not drinking the electroplasm.
Well, then I won't do that. It was going to be really cool. I was going to spit it
with
at
your
his
stick.
face.
Hey.
Right.
My whole plan is soiled now.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I approached him, and he faces me, and I'd say nothing. But I have a vial in my hand, not in my mouth.
Yeah.
My specifically non-mouth hands.
Nice.
He jumps at you.
I attempt to use the force of your body to break the electroplasm vial on your face. Like, as you are jumping at me, I, like, you know, kind of like how those things like, oh, the lion jumps over and so you get him with a spear. It's kind of like that, but with a little vial of glass.
Mm.
What do you think electroplasm would do to you in this state, Silas?
I mean, I'm not a ghost, so
The goal is that, like, with his spirit being enraged, that it would, like, suppress that. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally off.
I think...
If I am, I feel like this is something that...
Let's just see what happens.
Well, if I am, I feel like this is something that Oscar would know beforehand. Like,
yeah, it definitely would be.
That it's not, like, you don't apply this to the forehead. It's not head-on, you know? Like, but,
yeah.
Like, so I need to know before I say I'm doing that, if that's something that even makes sense at all.
Yeah, it would be something that you would know. So that needs to be a decision we need to make as players then, what we think this would do to Silas in this state. I think that Silas is the one that ultimately should be able to make that decision, and we can all talk about it after he has a suggestion. Because on the one hand, like he said, he's not a ghost.
Right.
I think it could do something to him.
Well, and so one important thing too to remember is that, like, people use electroplasm vials and they dump it on bodies in order to make those bodies, like, the spirits go away inside of them. So it doesn't have to be, like, applied directly to the spirit, which
Sure.
I guess in hindsight makes a lot of sense that I wouldn't put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
But
I like that argument.
So I imagine it would do something.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it would definitely affect him. Whether or not that would be to knock him out instantly.
Oh, that's not the plan.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
think it would do something.
Maybe it would stun you for just long enough for you to just at least have a moment of clarity that these are your friends.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
maybe,
that's
maybe,
kind of the
Oh.
effect I'm going for.
and then you're gonna
I think
book
that's-
it. You're gonna book it and run away so you don't hurt your friends.
We'll see.
You know, but that's what I think happens.
Little
You have that
hybrid.
moment of knowing these are your friends.
Yeah, okay. I want to see what happens.
So Silas is jumping at me, and I put out my
Silas is jumping at you.
and it's like the intact vial is in my hand. I'm aware that I'm going to take glass cuts to the hand, but it's your head, and your skull is, you know, more hard than my hand, so I'm hoping it will break upon you.
It definitely would break. So, yeah.
We want to
So, yeah.
roll something to see if that would happen.
Is a roll worth it here?
I almost don't think so, because, like, he's attacking me, right? So,
Right.
and this is just like this is this motion. It's not even like a crazy. I don't know. It doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not trying to skirmish him. I'm not trying to finesse anything. It's just like here that.
I don't think we need a roll here.
Okay.
But yeah, the vial gets broken on your head, Silas.
Oh, hold on.
So
a
yeah,
second.
you. What?
Stream. Are we back? Did we just drop some frames? Oh, we are dropping frames.
Mhm.
Huh. Hold on a second. We're going to go ahead and continue onward, and hopefully we won't run into any more technical issues. Thanks for sticking it out. Mike, go ahead.
All right, let's wrap this up. So, Silas, you are like stunned for a brief set of heartbeats, and
Yeah.
you have just long enough to have the realization of what's happening. You understand the state that you are in, and I think that you are aware that you need to GTFO before someone else gets hurt.
Yeah. So what happens with Silas is he gets hit by this thing, and he like kind of stumbles into Oscar and knocks him down, not in like a completely forceful way, but I mean he was trying to murder him a minute ago, essentially.
Right. I think it was probably forceful. I think it was definitely it was a big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then he gets hit in the face, and he kind of like staggers back, and he's all like stunned, and he's like, oh fuck, and he like his like blood is spattering out of his mouth, and he like falls onto the ground. He starts like rolling in agony as the pain from his stomach hits him, and then he kind of just rolls over and takes off. And what's going through his head is like, oh crap, this is not good. Why'd this have to happen at this time? And it's all like a scattering of thoughts. And he just like essentially goes for the nearest window to the street and jumps out of it.
Cool.
Like makes a dashing escape.
He's like, haha!
Yeah. Just straight up jumps out the window all action movie style and like lands in the street and runs off. And you can see like these chains being pulled out of his satchel as he runs away. And yeah.
I like that a lot.
Do we see the chains, or does the audience see the chains?
The audience sees
I think the audience sees the chains, and right before he jumps out the window, there's like a glance over his shoulder, and you can kind of see like this kind of like he's scared, and there's like a slight sadness in his eyes as he looks back at the group.
Yeah, Oscar's looking at him, like flat on his ass, looking at him, you know?
Like, holy shit, I almost killed all of them. And then he jumps out the window, and that's what happens,
So when we cut away from that, we look back at Oscar, and he's hurting for certain, and he pretends that he's not, and he like looks at Wacasis, and he's like, get your arse over here and help an old man up. And he's like pretending to act like nothing's wrong at all. But he's pretty shaken up by what has just occurred, because he has seen people go berserk on ghost shit before, and it's never pretty. So yeah.
What's Willie doing at this point?
That's a good question. Willie is like, he's there, and he's like talking to Oscar. And by the way, Emily, I think your computer's taking off to space.
I think it is.
Can you turn down your microphone for a minute or something? Anyway, so Willie, he just kind of like he's standing there, not necessarily in awe, but like in a little bit of like a confused, or like confused is the wrong word. He's just kind of observing. Still from a distance, like he walked Lyric into the room, and then he saw that other ghost, and he was just like, and so like he's just kind of like calmly walking over to Oscar as Oscar stands up, and he just kind of like puts his ghost arm around Oscar's shoulder when he stands up, so it's more like this, you know, and he's like, I know it, or I always think that Willie has an Irish accent, but he doesn't. He looks at Oscar and he says, I know what you were trying to do, and it was the right thing. But that did not go well. And Oscar... And at this point, Willie is like invisible to the rest of the crew. And Oscar just kind of looks over his shoulder, and he goes like, shut up, you gobshite. It was perfectly fine. He'll be fine, okay? And Oscar just kind of like turns away from Willie, who they can't see. So he just like looks one way, says that, and then looks the other way and kind of starts walking, and it's toward the vault, and he's like, get out your coffers. It's time to get out of this.
All right. I think that's a great place to end the score, actually. Unless there's anything you guys want to do.
No, I think we just need to figure out how much we can carry back.
Well, I know that each of you can carry 4 coin as part of your load by default. Mm-hmm. How much extra load does everyone have, do you think?
What do you mean?
Like, when you decided your load for the mission.
Mm-hmm. I had light.
You had light, so you could carry quite a lot then.
Okay. So I can carry a total of 7 coin. And how many are we supposed to bring back to to Bazobaz?
As much as you can.
Okay.
There's enough there for all of you to be fully loaded, and get almost all of it, I think.
Okay.
With if Silas had been there, then the 4 of you definitely could have got all of it. But because it's 3 of you, then you're gonna have to leave some of it behind.
Sure.
Okay.
Makes sense. Yeah. So Willie's gonna try to, or sorry, Oscar's gonna try to fill up as much as he can. So it's 4 by default, and then 3 extra because I have 3 extra load. Correct.
Trying to double check how much.
Well, it would be, but I seem to remember that your load was used because you had the documents and your cane.
Well, right. What I'm saying is I had a light load. So, and 6 is heavy and 3 is light. So I was doing 3, the difference there, and then 4 for the coin.
Just all the separate items that we brought, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I could be totally wrong on how I'm doing that.
Well, so it's basically how much you can kind of carry on that mission, and how much you like.
So I'd be able to carry 3 then, right?
So here's what it says.
That makes sense to me, because being able to carry 7 coins seems like a lot.
Yeah.
1 unit of coin and silver pieces or other bulk currency takes up 1 item slot for your load when carried.
Okay, so then I could take 3. And then I'd be at heavy load.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you were at...
I was at light
load.
Yeah.
And that put you at... What was it?
3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can take 3 more.
Okay, I will do that. I put 2 of it in my satchel and 1 of it in my underwear.
Okay. And Lyric, I think you were also at light load.
Yes.
So you can take another 3 coin.
Okay.
And with cases, what was your load at?
I had a bunch of stuff, but other than my pistol, it's all expendable to me. It's like dice, cards, my disguise, my Red Sash disguise.
We could leave a calling card.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's all my shit.
You're just gonna get rid of all your cool items?
I don't have the
No,
the
you don't
pistol's
have
the
to.
only like.
I think that you were at light load.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can safely assume that all that stuff doesn't actually take up a load, right?
Yeah.
I didn't. I had like a vial of trance powder, some cards, and then my gun and knife.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff doesn't count for any load.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that with the way things currently are, each of you can get 3 load for the stuff.
Coming out with 9.
So do we
9 coin.
record the coin somewhere, like on our character sheets, or?
Yeah, there should.
We're only
be.
getting a cut, right?
Well, we're
Depending
getting
how much we get back.
Yeah,
you're
we're getting.
gonna-
It's like, what was it, like a coin from it?
Each of you is going to get.
Oh yeah, a coin each. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After you return loot, that is.
Right. So that is what we will record after we actually take.
You can
What we're getting.
record it now,
Mhm.
and because you're scoundrels,
Right. And then adjust.
I would like to present 2 coin to Bazobaz. I'm an old
That's
man.
right.
I couldn't carry more. There's no way.
I don't like the guy.
So yeah, you
Yeah,
all
you don't. You like his wife though.
you all are able to get away with 3 coin on your person, and then I think we will decide how much you're turning in next session.
Okay,
And then
that makes sense.
So just record somewhere, either in your notes section or just mark the check boxes how much coin you have from the loot. And yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, let's head to XP.
Yeah.
Lead us.
All right.
I'll go last.
Yeah, we'll
Makes
have.
sense.
Well, you go last. Let's start with Wakasis this time. So let's see. Wakasis, did you ever roll a desperate action? I don't think you did.
So, I did use my sweet Brooks Gambit move.
Yeah. Did you? Did you
reason.
address a tough challenge with deception or influence?
I was thinking about this, and I was thinking at first that it would actually be my was thinking it would be one thing, but then I realized that it would actually be another. I was thinking that the moment where he gives the guy his hand. I mean, my character is not like he's pretty confident and he's pretty lucky. Moreover, and when it really comes down to it, he still needs help. Like he still needed Oscar to step in and like come up with a plausible plan when I had no other cards to play. Like I had no other tricks. I had no way for my luck to fall back on me. My answer was pretty inadequate. That's just like the age of my character is it's not like he'll be great in 5 years. Right now, he's a baby. Like it doesn't work. So I don't know if that really counts as experience, but
so are we talking about the part where you're expressing your behavior? Your background. Okay. I mean.
I think
that coupled with the moment. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that coupled with the moment where you're like, I'm distracting you.
Yeah,
that's kind of your character, right? I mean, that's your thing. So
yes,
I think you can get an XP for that.
Cool.
I don't remember any specific instances of you addressing a challenge with deception.
I would argue that he gets 2 XP because he said it multiple times. Like that's just my personal opinion because I feel like that was really like, he's like, I distracted you guys. I'm all jokester and like, hey, I'm not going to give you the documents. So I mean, I think this is everyone else's decision here, but that's what I would think.
Input from the rest of the party.
I could see that.
Yeah, I think that's plausible.
Okay. You can take an XP for that as well, Sir Antoine.
I'm so experienced.
Next.
Right.
Thanks.
Lyric. Did you roll any desperate actions? I don't think so.
I was gone for a lot of the time. Let's see. Address a tough challenge. I mean, I woke up from being unconscious. That's probably a normal human thing to do.
The specific thing for you is addressing a tough challenge with arcane power or knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I don't... I don't...
That doesn't count as that.
Yeah, I don't know that necessarily occurred. Did I express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? I know that...
Go ahead, please.
We kind of threw you in at the kind of tail end of the session a little bit.
Mm-hmm. What were you going to say, Matt?
I was going to say, although like we, the characters, did not see it because Lyric was being walked back by, or with Willie at the time.
Right.
But there was that time where, I mean, Emily, as the player, explained to us that this was what happened to me, or her passing out was a direct result of that. Now, if we take it this time, we probably shouldn't take it next time when one of our characters asks, like, "Hey, Lyric, what happened?" Because we haven't had that conversation yet. But I could see that being a reasonable way to take the XP this time.
Yeah, or it could be a flashback later, right? Like,
yeah.
I also think the fact that you woke up while a ghost was floating above you and didn't
that could
flip
be something arcane.
In a way, like...
I was able to kind of take his presence in stride.
Yeah, and the fact that you were just like, oh, hey, ghost, what's up? Kind of shows us, like, well, Lyra kind of gets ghosts, and it doesn't really bother her since she was stranded. I think that's a background kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, because the reason that she walked in, I mean, she passed out, and then, like, an hour later, or however long it takes us to get there, walks back in with our ghost, or with my ghost.
Yeah.
Like, I think that says a lot about her as a character, and that, like, the ghost didn't really shake her.
And I don't think you can get XP twice for the same thing.
Like, right, but you definitely get the XP for the establishing your background.
Yeah, so you get one XP for that then.
Yeah. Because there was no tough challenge that was addressed with arcane power or knowledge, but it was... there was plenty of background stuff that we got to see.
Yeah, and it says specifically express, give an XP based off of background and other stuff. If you've done it even once, you get 1. If you've done it multiple times that session, then you get 2. Which is kind of why I said, like, Anthony deserved 2, since it happened, like, several times.
Oh, you mean 2 just for that aspect of my...
Yeah, just because
session.
it happened quite a bit.
I mean, that would be 3. I see what you're saying. At least for me, I felt like it was strong enough to merit 1 experience, but I don't feel like it was like I didn't get to get in the meat of it. It was just sort of like my.
Yeah,
I think I had to explain a little bit.
I think we should try to. I think we should save the 2 XP for background stuff for the real, like Anthony was saying, the real meat and bones conversations that our characters get to have as we continue to progress.
And as a general thing, I think we should try to not give more than 1 XP for each dot there.
Yeah.
I think one per session for each thing. Unless
it advances pretty
something
quick.
extraordinary.
Yeah, or there's something really substantial happening where you're drawing really heavily from background and really heavily from heritage, or maybe something like that. As we come up on it, we'll see if it's necessary.
Yeah, totally.
Or your character goes insane and tries to kill the entire party.
We'll get to you in a second.
Yeah, you troublemaker.
Chill.
Yeah, so I think it's just 1 XP for me this time.
Okay. Oscar.
Well,
did you roll any desperate actions?
I did, and I already marked that under my, let's see here, my resolve. So, I have a resolve rank, and let's see the other ones. Did I address a tough challenge with arcane power or knowledge? You might say that.
You might say that.
I did it.
One might say that.
I attempted to battle with a ghost friend, and I also attempted to battle my friend who has a ghost in him. So
there was a little bit of arcane power effort.
You can get 1 XP.
Yeah. Okay. And at this point, I have completed all my playbook advancements for the level.
So that's going to reset. So that's going to reset, but we can still keep going through these other 3.
Okay.
And restart you at the beginning there.
Yeah, I'm going to just clear it since I know I'm at 100% there. And as far as expressing my beliefs drives heritage or background, it's iffy for me. I did get a moment of kind of just showing more of the character and how he reacts to things going wrong when he tries to do something good. But I wouldn't necessarily say that that's something that is expressing his beliefs, drives, heritage, or background in a way that really is deserving of XP. It was very minor, I don't want to feel like I'm just grabbing XP at any, I'm just reaching for XP. It felt very yeah, also Oscar is going to act like everything's fine. He's not happy that this happened, but he also doesn't like to hear that it went wrong.
Yep.
So that's just sort of a character building thing, but I don't know that it really necessarily expressed beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. So yeah.
All right. So yeah, you leveled up.
I did.
Cool. All right. Silas. Let's talk. Let's talk about XP for a second.
Yeah.
Did you roll any desperate actions, sir?
I did, and I've marked that down in my prowess.
Right. Did you address any tough problems with violence or threats?
I think so.
He killed a man twice.
You killed
the same man twice.
I killed a ranking officer of the Red Sashes and 2 of his goons, and then I fought a ghost that I'd already killed of the previous guy I killed.
Just take 2 XP for that category for this session, right? Just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Right. Did you? What? Go ahead.
Well, this is something that I didn't expect to happen for a while, so it's quite interesting to see that it happened 4 sessions in.
After our first score.
Yeah, I thought it would be several scores in, but it's just the first one. So,
going
hard. Expressing my beliefs drives heritage and/or background.
You grunted a lot.
You were expressive, I think.
Yeah. So. Explaining how I was makes sense here.
I loved the bit with chains.
Yeah. So here's that ties into something.
Right. We don't have to know that as the audience yet.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying for the viewers and stuff. This is all kind of what's going on here? So first, I think the fact that I could have not taken trauma and it would have been better for me not to. I feel like that was more along the lines of Silas not backing down from a fight because there was no way he was going to let this ghost scare him, because he's not one of those guys. He's not about to let a wimpy little ghost that he's already killed before, forcing it, like, basically scare him into not killing him.
Again.
Yeah. And thus pushing himself into his interesting state that we saw.
Yeah.
And also when he was running off after seeing Oscar and basically showing, like, oh man, this is really bad. I almost killed them. Like, this is not good. And the fact that he's now running around the streets chained up and potentially
homicidal.
Yeah, potentially going back on that is interesting. So
yeah, I think it kind of fits into the character that you've established with, like, yeah, he's a little bit unstable even, like, he
definitely unstable now.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one you took?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Nice.
Well, you know, well role played then, because
I mean,
it makes sense.
Not nice, but
yeah.
Have fun role playing that.
Yeah.
Well, he already has in a way. So
I know he's been volatile since the start.
Potential for you to get lots of XP from that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
And I think, like, showing that he cares for his group also, because he doesn't want to go crazy. Kind of, it harkened back to last episode in a way, but it was, like, on a grander scale. Like, last episode was more like, I'm upset and I'm just not going to take it out on you guys, where this is like, I could have just killed potentially the entire party. So
yeah, that moment where you get electroplasm on your face and you're like, duh, oh
and
crap.
You pour it all over your hands to fight a ghost.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you should get XP for that, for your beliefs. Don't stop. Get it.
All right, 1 XP for beliefs then.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you should have enough to level up.
I leveled up.
My man.
Nice.
And I also, well, I mean, this is a question for you guys. This is totally up to you, because it says, and also mark XP if you struggled with issues from your vice or trauma during the session. And that was tied into my trauma. Not my trauma, excuse me. That doesn't happen until later.
I was going to pose the question, does suffering a trauma trigger that XP? Like, the session that you mark that final stress box and have to mark a trauma, do you get XP that session, or do you only get it, like, once you start suffering the consequences of it?
So this is the point where that would have fallen under my trauma in the future, but it more along the lines of falls into my vice, which is like the whole violence thing, and the fact that he lost himself in it rather than let other things go along. I don't think I deserve XP for getting traumatized. That's more along the lines of if I roleplay trauma later on.
Right.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Okay. All right. I was looking, and I feel like Lyric should have more than 2 check marks in playbook advancement.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I feel like, let's see, should be at least pretty even with everyone else.
Well, perhaps this is something we can take a look at off stream, since it's about 8:55.
Sure.
We should probably wrap it up for the night, and we can tackle that off stream, off air, and then come back next week and explain what changes we have made.
Sure.
And so let's go ahead and let's wrap it up. The way we normally wrap up our show, which is the way we're going to do it tonight, is we have everyone go around and do a little shout out to things that are going on in their lives that they want to shout out. So how about we start off with Emily? Shout us out.
Yeah, so you can follow me on my YouTube channel at Mighty Sophia. That's EM, the word mighty, SOFIA. And yeah, I've been doing Game of Thrones reviews there. I intended to check out the new AMC series Preacher and will still be doing so, but I was a little slow on the uptake this week. So lots of TV content, hoping to get some more stuff up on there. But yeah, if you want somebody to yak at you for like 20 minutes about their thoughts about a show that you like, I can do that for you. And then you could also follow me on my Facebook page and Twitter page, both of which are Mighty Sophia. Twitter is usually where I hang out, and I do my best to tweet things out that I'm passionate about. And so yeah, those are kind of my central hubs, I guess. That's me.
Nice. Very cool. And you do some podcasts too, right? On like Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah. Yes, actually.
I
do. Usually we do episodes Wednesdays and Thursdays. My friend's channel is called The Waffle Press, and we do the Waffle Press TV Hangouts, where essentially a friend of mine, we get together and talk about all kinds of other shows that I don't review on my channel. So that's anything from comedies to other side series. I do lots of dramas and stuff, but yeah, so it's the Waffle Press, and he also does tons of other movie content too. Super great, talented guy. We talk about fun stuff. So yeah, Mighty Sophia and the Waffle Press.
Cool. Thank you very much. Anthony, how about you, man?
Pretty excited to play some Overwatch tonight.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Genji, my boy Junkrat,
Get out of here.
my boy
Roadhog.
Reaper.
Roadhog.
We're in the house. Gonna feed mercilessly die over and over, but that's the name of the game. Exactly.
Ian, how about you, my man?
I'm Ian. So yeah, we'll see. I keep saying I'm gonna do art and put it on the internet. I am still trying to find the best ways to do that.
You have a new tool to do that now.
I do.
Nice.
I am going to be using Photoshop now to edit those drawings and put them on to the interwebs. I'll keep you informed. I still have to learn how to use it for what I'm doing, so it's a little different, but you know. So I'll keep you updated on that. Also, we might be seeing some stuff that isn't so heavily beautified coming out. Maybe some stuff that is more rough and hasn't totally been edited in Photoshop. So we'll see.
Cool. Very cool, man. Awesome. Mike, how about you, my man?
Well, let me tell you. How about?
Oh my gosh. That cat. It's so cute.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my word.
That's
Shout
one
out
of
to
his
the cat.
favorite spots.
That's just not right.
Look at
You
that
like
keyboard,
Don't get to
man.
be that cute.
Likes to sit right there where I have my mouse.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it difficult to play
Cat and
Overwatch
mouse.
and Overwatch and some more Overwatch. Also Doom. If you weren't here when I talked about that at the beginning of the session today, I've been playing the new Doom game. I have been having a blast with it. It's a lot of fun to shoot demons in various parts of their body. One thing that you can do, Silas would be proud. You can rip a guy's arm off
Yes.
and beat the demon with it.
Yeah.
It's freaking great.
Seen that.
I've also been playing through Arkham Asylum again because that game is still great. And I heard that they are coming out with a remaster of Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. So I'm excited for that to come to PC sometime. Hopefully. Please, Rocksteady.
Nice.
I want to give you my money and
Very
play
cool.
those games again because they're great and I love them. But
Very
yeah,
cool.
we're going to play Overwatch after this. Let's do it.
Yeah. My name's Matt, and I do this. This is what I do on the internet. I kind of run Friendly Fire TV a little bit with these guys, and I do the streaming portion of it. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to get some more streaming stuff set up and maybe get like a more densely packed schedule. But for now, what we do is this every Tuesday night at 6:30 Pacific, right here on twitch.tv/friendlyfiretv. You can check us out here. We do Blades in the Dark from about 6:30 to 9 o'clock, depending on technical errors that seem to come up almost every week. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to do this. I'm having a great time. I've posted the link a couple times in the chat, and in fact, I can still see it, so I'm not going to post it again. But it is the Blades in the Dark early access PDF that you can buy on DriveThru RPG. I really recommend it. This game has been a ton of fun, and if you are a role-playing game person, or you're looking to get your friends into a new role-playing game, this is a great one to do. It's a lot of fun, especially if your friends are storytellers and love to really get into the story of the system rather than like the rules necessarily. Yeah, this has been a blast. We previously played Age of Rebellion, which is a game by Fantasy Flight, and I had fun doing that for sure. It's a Star Wars themed RPG, but it's definitely like so mechanics heavy that it made it difficult for us who like to play it fiction heavy. And this has just been a blast. This is totally right up our alley, and it's been a great time. After this, we're gonna take probably like a 10-minute break. I'm gonna go get some water and hopefully make my room not 110 degrees, which it currently is. And then we're gonna come back and play some Overwatch with my boys Anthony and Mike and probably other people as well.
Boy McCree, all up in here.
Yeah, and Roadhog. So if you want to watch that, feel free to stick around. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, hit the follow button, which is directly below Ian. Ian, point to it. My man. All right, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.